Today we'll start with class 9th previous year questions for 23-24 and I am going to teach maths MCQs in this session. Let us quickly start it up and wind off the session in no time so that you will not get bored or you are not going to face so many times you have to sit down and write across. That time we'll save and we'll be doing the session in a quick format. So maths MCQs, we are focusing on half yearly question papers as well as many important things related to the chapters involved in the half yearly. First question is, every rational number is, 4 options are given, a natural number, an integer, a whole number and a real number. We know that rational number is from the family of real numbers because real number is a combination of rational and irrational. So every rational number can be called as a real number. So option D is my right answer. In the second question, they are asking us to simplify 5 plus root 2 into 3 plus root 5. It is just using distributive property. First I will multiply 5 with 3 plus root 5. And then I'll multiply root 2 into 3 plus root 5. Just open up the bracket. 5 3s are 15 plus 5 root 5 plus 3 root 2 plus root 10, and we cannot further simplify any of the given terms there. So we'll match up with the options. Option A is giving me 15, 5 root 5, 3 root 2 and root 10, whereas here it is giving me 2 root 3, which is a wrong option. This is wrong. So this will be my right answer. Option A is fitting my right answer. Whenever we are multiplying irrational and a whole number, we cannot multiply it. You have to keep the whole number. 2 into root 3 is 2 root 3. Don't keep it as root 6. Okay. Moving to third question. They are asking us to simplify negative 1 by 27 whole to the power of minus 2 by 3. I can write this as negative 1 by 3 whole to the power of 3 into minus 2 by 3. So this is gone. Hence I will be having minus 1 by 3 whole square, which is minus or plus 1 by 9. So my answer will be option C, plus 1 by 9. Root 2 is a polynomial of degree. I can write root 2 as 2 to the power of half. So the degree is just the power of the variable. This is a constant polynomial with no x, whereas I have to write this as root to the power of 2 to the power of half into x to the power of 0. The degree of a polynomial is counted not with respect to the number but with respect to the variable. So here if I am taking x to the power of 0, that is 1 and the number is not changing. So the degree of this polynomial will be 0. X to the power of 0. It's a 0 polynomial, or we say it's a constant polynomial. Fifth question says a polynomial p of t equal to t to the power of 4 minus t cube plus t square plus 6, and I have to find the value of p of negative 1. I will substitute negative 1 in the place of t, that is negative 1 power 4, negative 1 cube, 1 square, negative 1 square plus 6. So I will be left with 1 minus of minus 1 will be plus 1, again plus 1 and plus 6. So my answer will be 9. So it is matching with B option, hence B is the right answer. In this question, I should not change the sign of the polynomial. Wherever I have been provided with another g of t equal to x minus 1, I'll equate this to 0 and change the sign. In this scenario, the sign changes, whereas directly it is given p of something, we will not change the sign. Keep it in mind while you're solving it, and once you're taking negative 1 cube, you will get the negatives as it is. Power 4, you will get a positive 1. So keep that in mind and go ahead with solving the answers here. Moving ahead to sixth one, x plus 1 is a factor of. As I told you in the previous question, whenever a polynomial g of x is given to me, here g of x is equal to x plus 1. So first I will equate this to 0. That means my x will be equal to negative 1. This is the exact value of the x what I have to substitute in any of these, which has to turn 0 if it has to be a factor. I hope this concept is based on, for you people it should be known, it is based on chapter 2 called as polynomials factor theorem. What is a factor theorem telling us? In simple words, if I divide a number 10 with 2, 2 5s is 10, giving a remainder 0. That means I can say that 2 is a factor of 10. In a similar manner, if I have to conclude x plus 1 as a factor of any of these options, I will equate this to 0, substitute this value of x somewhere. If that is turning 0, I say it is a factor. Let us check in any of the following. I'll take option A. So this will be negative 1 cube plus negative 1 square, negative 1, positive 1. So this is turning negative 1, positive 1, negative 1, positive 1. Everything are getting cancelled. So my answer is turning 0 in my first option itself. So I'll not check for the other options here. If you are not getting the answer 0 here, you can check for the other options and conclude with it. For me, the answer will be A, because at the position of x equal to negative 1, the polynomial is turning 0. As I showed you in the small example here, if I divide 10 with 2, 2 5s is 10, my remainder is 0. So I say 2 is a factor of 10. Simply remember this example, it will be very easy for you to conclude the answer. Moving to 7th question. Expansion of x minus y the whole cube is. X minus y the whole cube is nothing but a minus b the whole cube, I can say. That is a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. In the place of a I have x, in the place of b I have y. So I can just look into the options which have two negatives. So in option C I have two negative positions, x cube minus y cube minus 3x square y plus 3xy square. So option C will be my right answer. Simply concluding it, option C. If I look at the last one, it is giving me negative in y cube but in the fourth term, whereas in the exact formula we have negatives in the second and third term. So be careful while choosing the option. A simple question to go ahead. Okay. Next is 8th one. The volume of the cuboid is 3x square minus 27. What will be the possible dimensions of it? When we have a cuboid, obviously cuboid is a three-dimensional figure. We should have length, breadth and height. Then only we call it as a 3D figure. Now they have told us the volume is 3x square minus 27. I can take 3 common out of it. This will be x square minus 9. Now I can write this x square minus 9 as x square minus 3 square. It's giving me an identity format, a square minus b square, which will be 3 into a plus b, a minus b. 3 into a plus b, a minus b. So I can conclude this as my length, breadth and height, or vice versa as well. This can also be the length, this be breadth, this be height. Since it is multiplication, I can interchange. So out of these, my options will be option B, which is 3 into x minus 3 and x plus 3. Taking something common and bringing it to identity format will be the mode of simplifying this question and gaining a simple 1 mark. Moving to 9th one, if a plus b plus c is 0, then a cube plus b cube plus c cube is. This is an identity, the last identity of polynomials chapter. The identity is very big. The identity says that if I have a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc, that is always equal to a plus b plus c into a square b square c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. This is the lengthiest identity of the whole chapter in class 9th. In this identity, they are telling us to substitute a plus b plus c as 0. So in my RHS, if I see I have a plus b plus c, this is turning 0. 0 into anything will obviously be 0. That means the complete RHS, the lengthy one, whatever we have here, that is turning 0. Now a cube plus b cube plus c cube will be equal to 3abc. Because negative 3abc, if it is going there, it will become positive 3abc. So now they are asking me the value of a cube plus b cube plus c cube only. That is nothing but 3abc from the identity, since a plus b plus c is 0. Nothing more than that. If they have given us certain values here, obviously I can substitute the values and find the components if specified in the question. But in this question, nothing is specified. They are asking us to substitute a plus b plus c as 0. I'll write the identity elaboration. place a plus b plus c as 0. When this term is 0, 0 into anything is turning 0. Negative 3abc coming to this end is positive 3abc. I get the value what I wanted in the question. So a plus b plus a cube plus b cube plus c cube is nothing but 3abc, matching with my option D. Then moving to 10th question. In this, if the coordinate of the 2 points are, there are two important coordinates given, p minus 2, 3 and q negative 3, 5. Then the abscissa of p and the abscissa of q subtracted with abscissa of q. What is abscissa? If I have a point or a coordinate system called x, y, this will always be called my abscissa and this will always be called my ordinate. My x points are called abscissa and my y coordinate is called as ordinate. So in these two, this will be my abscissa of point P and this will be the abscissa of point Q. They are asking me to subtract point P's abscissa, that is negative 2 subtracted with negative 3. That is negative 2 minus into minus plus 3, which is 1, which is option B. So in this question you should know which one is abscissa and which is ordinate. Without that, obviously the question is non-solvable or you can go wrong. A simple verdict, x is A and y is O. Okay, x is A, y is O, that gives me abscissa and ordinate. Substitute here and obviously knowledge on integers. Negative into negative is giving me positive 3. Negative into positive I have to subtract and I am getting 1. So match the options. My option is option B. So in a quick random way we have done the first 10 questions of the session and we have a multiple choice questions going on, and I hope you are staying tuned with me and you will be learning the things. You will be getting the PDF of the complete PPT which is presented on the board in the below link, as well as you can follow us on vidhyapeetha.live for getting n number of question papers and notes, handwritten notes and many more things. Stay tuned with us for more details on it. Moving ahead. The 11th one, the point whose ordinate is 3 and which lies on the y-axis. I told you in the previous question, if I have x, y, this will be called my ordinate. Now they are telling the ordinate is 3, which lies on the y-axis. That means my x coordinate will be 0. So I have option A 0, 3. Quickly, if points P, Q, R and S are plotted on a graph paper, then the points on the y-axis are, whenever we have a point, this is the key aspect of the question. You don't have to plot all the points on the graph and then waste time in your question paper. This is a key aspect. What are they telling? The point on the y-axis are. When we get a point on the y-axis, when my x coordinate is 0, if I have x, y, if this point abscissa is 0, then I'll get a coordinate or a point on the y-axis. Check which point is having 0 as the abscissa. Point P 5, 1, this is not 0. Q 0, 2. So this is turning 0. So this will lie on the y-axis. Therefore, only Q will lie on the y-axis. Because if R and S also I am checking, x coordinates are given to me, that will not lie on the y-axis. Only the point with abscissa as 0 will lie on the y-axis. That is the reason B will be my right answer here. Going to the next question in a quick format. 13th one, consider the statement below. What are the statements? A straight line can be drawn from any one point to another point. Statement 2, two distinct lines cannot have more than one point in common. They are given us some options. Let us read the option. Statement 1 is postulate and statement 2 is theorem. Statement 1 is a theorem and 2 is a postulate. Both statements are theorem. Both statements are postulate. This is a chapter based on Euclid's division lemma, in which we have certain lemmas also, certain postulates also. If I have straight line points like this, I can draw a straight line from one point to another. So this is a true statement. Second statement is telling me two distinct lines cannot have more than one point in common. I have two distinct lines. So if I make them to intersect at each other, they will only meet at one particular point. This is also a absolutely right statement. Two line segments can only meet at one point. They cannot meet at two different points unless and until they are not a straight line. Therefore, I will say statement 1 is a theorem and no, both the statements here are postulates. They are postulates because they are stated completely with clarity, saying that one line can only be drawn if 2 points are given to me and it will be a straight line, and 2 lines can only intersect at one particular point. Both are absolutely stated in a proper manner, so I'll consider option D to be my right answer. Then 14th one, based on Euclid's postulate, how many lines can pass through 3 collinear points? What are collinear points? Collinear points are those points, if I have 3 points like this, if I draw a line between these 3 points, and if I am able to form a straight line, I call the points A, B, C as collinear. Now the question is asking me, based on postulates, Euclid's postulate, how many lines can pass through 3 collinear points? See, if I have to mark all these points together and frame a line, obviously there will be only one line that can pass through 3 collinear points. So my answer will be 1, because if they have to stand in a straight line, only one single line can be formed, and hence answer will be A. Euclid stated that all right angles are equal to each other in the form of, all right angles are only equal to each other in the form of an axiom, a definition, a postulate and a proof. He stated it in the form of an axiom, so I'll go for option A. All right angles will be only equal to each other if the axioms are taken under consideration. So I will go for the 15th one as option A. Moving to 16th one, 2 angles are supplementary. One of them is an acute angle. Which of these could be the measure of other angle? They have clearly stated that 2 angles are supplementary. First, I should know the knowledge of what is meant by supplementary. What is supplementary angle? If I have 2 angles, one is angle A, the other is angle B. If I add it, the measure should be 180 degree. Then I say it is supplementary. Another clue given in the question is one is an acute angle. So if I consider A to be an acute angle, then B will obviously be an obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degree, that is 120 degree. It has to be an obtuse angle, because if not an obtuse angle, the sum cannot be equal to 180 degree. In the options given, I have 60, which is acute, and B option is 90, which is right angle. C option is 120, that is obtuse. Obviously it can't be D because it is a supplementary only, so C option is matching my answer. 17th question, in the given figure, POS is a line. POS is a straight line. Then QOR, they are asking me to find angle QOR, which is represented in X format, 5x minus 20. As I told you here, if it is a straight line, we can consider the concept called as linear pair. What is a linear pair? If I have an angle, straight line like this, and this angle is bifurcated by some rays, then the sum of this angle, this angle, this angle, all the angles bifurcated, if I consider this as 1, 2 and 3, sum of angle 1 plus 2 plus 3 should be equal to 180 degree. That is meant by a linear pair. Now I will take the measure of all these 3, that is 55 degree plus 5x minus 20 degree plus 45 degree should be equal to 180. Why am I doing this? Because I am interested in finding x first of all and then substituting that value of x to find the unknown angle QOR. So 5x, 55 minus 20 will be 35, 35 plus 40 will be 80. So 5x plus 80 equal to 180, 5x equal to 180 minus 80, that is 100. Therefore, x will be equal to 100 by 5, which is 20 degree. I got the value of x as 20 degree, but the angle QOR is 5x minus 20. That is 5 into 20 minus 20. 5 20s is 100 minus 20. So my angle QOR is 80 degree, which is option C. Option C is matching up. So in this, you should know the concept called as linear pair, and sum of angle without errors, solving them, finding x and substituting back is the only mode of solving the question. So in this format of solving MCQs, what are MCQs going to make us learn? In a quick format of simple conceptual manner, we are able to cover many concepts as well as we are able to grab the marks in no error. Okay, so moving on to 18th question. In the given figure, M and N are two parallel lines and P is the transversal. M and N are parallel lines and P is the transversal. Which of these statement is true about the angle shown in the figure? They have shown us certain angles called as ABCD and EFGH. They want us to categorize which is true here. First statement is C plus E is 180 and C and E are alternate interior angles. C is here, E is here. C plus E cannot be 180. When we consider alternate interior angles, the angle shape will be Z. See, I can consider the Z shape. Obviously, angle C will be equal to angle E if it is an alternate interior angle. Therefore, this statement is wrong. Moving to B, option B, D is equal to H. Where is D? D is here and H is here. D is equal to H and they are corresponding angles. The shape of the corresponding angles is L shape. When I consider angle D, this is also an L shape. See, this is also an L shape and angle H is also an L shape. Ulta L shape. So this statement will be true. Let us check the other two statement also. B is equal to G. B is here. G is here. B is not equal to G. That is not possible. They are not corresponding angles as well. A is equal to E. A is here and E is here. They are equal. Angle A will be equal to angle E, that is true, but alternate interior angle is not possible. See, A is also having an L shape like this, E is also L shape, but they have told the reason is alternate interior angle, which will be false. Therefore, option B is the right answer. When you are doing parallel lines based questions, remember the type of angle with respect to shape. I'll be coming up with one complete chapter session of lines and angles in which I will be teaching you how to easily detect parallel lines and the shape of the angle. So you have to subscribe my channel if you want to view that video. Okay. Moving on to 19th question. In this we have taken assertion, reason is given. The 19th assertion says the class width of the grouped frequency between class intervals given here is 15. What is class width? If I have a class interval, the class interval will have two things. One is my lower limit, the other is my upper limit. If I have a class interval called as 5 to 10, 10 is my upper limit and 5 is my lower limit, and class width, the class width is always equal to upper limit minus lower limit. So if I am taking any class width here, it's 25.5 subtracted with 15.5, which is exactly 10. You can do anything here. 35 minus 25.5, that is also 10. 45.5 minus 35.5, that is also 10. But they are telling the class width is 15. Directly we can say assertion is false. As we got to know the assertion is false, let us check with the reason. Reason they are telling class width is same as class size. What is class width? Class width is upper limit minus lower limit. The other name of class width is class size, which is also equal to upper limit minus lower limit. Therefore, I can say class width and class size are equal to each other. Hence, we'll go for option D, that is assertion is false but reason is true. This will be my right answer of selection among the given things. Moving to 20th question, assertion says one cannot draw frequency polygon curve without plotting a histogram. What is a frequency polygon? Quickly just making you analyze. If I have a histogram like this, histogram is nothing but a bar graph. If I have a histogram in this manner, I'll take the midpoints of the histograms and if I connect them together, this is called a frequency polygon. But in my assertion they are telling one cannot draw frequency polygon without plotting histogram. Yes, I cannot draw frequency polygon without histogram. That is true only until 9th portion. But when I come to 10th portion, obviously that is I can draw histogram without that also. But what is the reason? Frequency polygon can be drawn using class mark. Yes, that is also true because I told you I have to take the midpoints of the histogram, that is nothing but my class mark. Hence, Reason is also true, but it is not exactly explaining the assertion. So I'll go for option B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. My assertion is also true here, reason is also true, but they are not explaining each other. Therefore, I'll go for option B, which is the right answer. So in this session, we have covered 1 to 20 questions of MCQ based on half-yearly portions required for my 9th standard kids. I hope you have enjoyed it, and you'll be waiting for my next session in which I'll be coming up with the short answers and 3-mark questions related to the same topic. Stay tuned and don't forget to press the bell icon where I'll be coming up giving you updates on the further videos.